Man, we are definitely rolling through this. Now, I did kind of warn you ahead of time that this is going to be a lot harder than it normally is to make a graphical interface, but this is so good that we're kind of brute forcing it like this, because now, later on when we use the actual designer to design a graphical interface, you understand what's happening behind the scenes. The code that's being generated is exactly what we're doing. Every time you click on something and you move it, this is the stuff that's being changed. So it's really important, at least I think it's important to understand that, because that makes you more of a programmer, you know, and less of a designer and more of a programmer. So now what we're going to do, we would like to add a event for the button, so that when you click the button, an event will happen. And the event's going to be inside of the text box hello world. We're going to have it type the words, we'll just call it WiBit.net tutorial. And we're going to have a little tiny pop-up dialog box that's just going to say hello or something, whatever we feel like doing at the time, that's what we'll do. So in order to add an event, we have the button underscore click here. And before I do anything, let me save this, file, save all. Right underneath, click here, type this, literally this, dot button underscore click. And then this is going to be dot click. Okay, this is going to be a plus equal. So basically on the dot click portion, the dot click variable underneath the button underscore click class that we created is going to be added a new system dot event handler. And if you read right below it, you see how Visual Studio is attempting to finish what I'm trying to type here. And we're going to call this dot button underscore click, and then we're going to type also underscore click. And the reason that I have button underscore click is because button underscore click is the name of the button, whereas underscore click is going to be the function that's going to control the event. So now that we have that added to the code, we have our main.cs just kind of sitting there doing absolutely nothing. So let's double click on this and let's get our little main.cs friend here a little bit more active in the development of this program. Actually, no, let's not. Let's not. I changed my mind. We're not going to do main. We're going to come here to form1.cs instead of main. So actually, look, if I double click on my form, it kind of builds it right here for me. I'm going to right click on it and view code. So here's my form1.cs. Remember, yeah, this is where we were before, and we typed that code and we erased it and brought it back. So right here, right below this form1 underscore load, I'm going to make private space void space button underscore click, right? This is the name of the function, and we're going to be sending it an object, and we'll just call it sender event argse. And if we did it right, let me do a control F5. Let's see how this thing goes. Cool. Now, if it should be working right, that when I click this, what's happening is it's going to run the code that's inside of this function, but since it's not doing anything, we really can't test it. So let's have it when you click the function, and we're going to have it do a message box dot show, and inside of this little dialog box, we're going to say hello world. Control F5. Let's see if this works. Perfect. So you see that when you click on this button, a little dialog box comes up and says, hello world. And I'll close this, space on this. And also what we're going to do is we have the text box underscore hello world right here. And we're going to change the properties of that. It'll be dot text, and we'll make it equal WiBit.net tutorial. Control F5. So here's a little dialog box. We'll do click here. So that pops up and I select OK. And inside here it put the words WiBit.net tutorial. So I hope you guys had fun coding this. This is the brute force method, pretty much, of coding a graphical interface. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to design this exact same form using the Visual.net designer. So before we do that, we'll close it, get out of here, File, Save All, File, Close Solution.